Well, many of us are concerned and constantly thinking about the fall and what's going to happen. Is it safe for our kids to go back? And if they don't go back, what plans do we have to make for homeschooling and babysitters and all of that business? So we're going to take a deep dive into some of those issues coming up today at 5:30 in the second half hour of Friends at 5. But first, Emily Carell has the details on plans that are already in the works to get our kids back in the classroom.
But it's 10,000 children that you don't know where they are.
Senator Katrina Shealy headed the Joint Citizens and Legislative Committee on Children Thursday by addressing the fact that there are children who are unaccounted for since the pandemic shut down in-school learning. Shealy says every day students are not in school, some are in actual physical danger.
Because there's 50% less cases reported to DSS of child abuse and neglect. Well, let me tell you, some of those kids we haven't found have been abused and neglected.
At this meeting, the AccelerateSC Task Force presented their report on South Carolina schools returning in the fall.
The work of the task force has been guided, of course, by the key principle of protecting health, safety, and wellness of students and staff while giving students the best possible learning experiences that are close to normal as health and safety would allow.
After summarizing the report that includes individual school districts deciding what they will do, along with the importance of stress support services and bullying prevention, Senator Brad Hutto questioned whether there would be a uniform policy across the state.
I get it if the pandemic is still raging and it's unsafe. I think safety's got to be first.
Right.
Okay, I think everybody will agree to that. But at some point in time, doesn't Superintendent Spearman have to set a statewide policy of whether we're going to do this or not, as opposed to letting every individual district set that up?
AccelerateSC Chair Kathy Coleman restated that their guidelines are meant for individual school districts to decide. I'm Emily Carell, News 19 WLTX.
All right, thank you so much, Emily. And as we look ahead to the fall, there are more questions than answers right now. We understand that certainly. And politicians, including the president, are pushing to get kids back in the classroom for many different reasons. And while they are getting support from some doctors, teachers and parents are worried about the risks of getting our kids back in the classroom and what all that togetherness will mean for the spread of the virus.